my people. Just me. I don't know why I announced that. I don't know who you'd actually expect to see here, but just me. So here we are, just me. My daughter got this book the other day. I thought I would read, see what it was about. She's super freaking excited about it. I guess her friend found it somewhere on their adventures, and she's like, it's right along the lines of the things that you're looking into and what you're doing and the world that you're in. A story about, I don't remember what she said. It's called Labyrinth. Something about different dimensions and stuff. I don't know. She was super excited. So I don't take things for nothing anymore. There's a reason everything comes my way. Yeah, you just saw that come out. That's super fun. It's time for a new pair of shoes. Things come my way for a reason. So she's brought this book home, and I have absolutely no idea why, but she's super excited. And the Labyrinth didn't really mean much to me in regards to the name until I went uptown and came across my labyrinth. There's one in behind the church called the Trinity Church here in town, and I've walked it a million times, as you know in my previous videos. I've mentioned that before, but I was doing it wrong. Every time I was walking it, I was literally walking on the bricks, which was what I thought you needed to do. You know, it's a complicated life, so you take the complicated path, and I balanced myself and I fell off in frustration, and it was never a pleasant walk until one day I went with Louisa, and she's walking in between the bricks in what was a path that was very visible, and yet for some reason I just wasn't meant to walk it. So I thought. So I actually walked it for the first time, and I cried. What a difference it made in my life, to realize how, I don't want to use the word easy. Life is far from easy, but sometimes it's not, and sometimes we're missing it, and sometimes we're paying so much attention to the punishments that we believe that we deserve that we do a balancing act, and we keep falling off this path because we're not on it. We're walking on the edge, and we wonder why we feel like we're always on edge. And I discovered it was because I was not walking the right path. So I walked the path again today. I didn't have any light bulb moments that I was so desperately in need of lately. Looking for something, always looking for something, right? So I feel like I didn't find what I was looking for, but that was then. Who knows? Things may hit later. I did take a picture of the flowers that were there on the building. I don't know why this blue looking flower is calling my name, and for some reason the words blue lotus seems to keep coming out, and yet when I look up a blue lotus, that's not what it seems to look like. But it's prominent enough that I took a picture of it. It was right outside my little labyrinth. I've looked at those. I've walked it 100 times. I haven't seen the flowers until recent. So that was something that was different and came out to me. So I took a picture of that to see what that was at, and haven't had a chance to look up the specific flowers, what the meaning is. But all of that to say, my daughter brought me to a book that doesn't even have a cover. Inside, it is called The Labyrinth by Jon Land. No freaking idea what it's about. It's just a bunch of reviews on the back, so I don't know what we're getting into. I'm not really huge on books. Reading per se, I guess I should say. I like my books, but I'm not huge on just reading random things. Like, there's got to be, I'm looking for something. So there's a reason this was brought to me. So this is where I get the joys of deciding if I'm reading the whole thing or just bits and pieces of it. I'm gonna find my flippers. You know, one of these days I really just got to go in the water. What do we got? Acknowledgements. Prologue. Looks like a book. I don't want to read it. Part 1, Washington, Monday afternoon. Actually, there was something. Look. I did this the other night. I don't know why. Part 7. This one was called Rome and London. Rome has been prominent lately for me. That's what kind of got me to fold this page. Louisa's from Romania, and It's got meaning, obviously, but I can't seem to put two and two together why it's prominent. So it came up the other day, something about NATO going over there and stocking up their forces, which is funny because Romania is not even part of NATO. So I'm just keeping an eye on what's going on over in the Middle East and what's going on with NATO and what's Trump got up his sleeve and all that sort of stuff. And it brought me to Romania. And I had a page open for quite a while. And I'm staring at it. I'm like, what the hell? I don't understand. What's the connection? Like, what is it? What is it so big that I've got this page open? There's nothing on it that I care about. I'd already read it. It was old. But Romania kept jumping out. And then, of course, Romania. And then Roman, right? Roman. So that's what stuck me out there. And then that so brought me to this folded page just because it's Rome and London. Rome, I don't know if that has anything to do with anything. But I guess we're just going to browse, I suppose, if something is in here. I feel like I should have brought my poetry book. This one's not calling my name at all. I'm off. I'm live because I'm off, and it's something I can't talk to you guys about. Can't talk to anybody about it. Get down. Go on, get back. I got no more treats for you. Go on. So I'm going through it and I have no idea how to handle it and what to do and where my brain goes and what to think. So I'm here trying not to cry because I've been crying for I don't know how long, and I'm just tired of crying. Oh God, could I ever use a partner? I mean, a real one, you know? I've said it 100 times and I know you guys know the difference. See, there's a huge difference between mom and dad and sister, brother, cousin, family, friends, and a partner. A partner just understands you on a soul level that's different. They're just there, and sometimes they just don't need to say anything. They're just there. I don't wanna keep doing it all, you know, alone. It's a lot, guys. Being a single parent, man, it's a lot. For those of you who think that it's fun and cute and kids are adorable and it's just sunshine and lollipops, man, these are human beings, and it's a lot. When you're doing it alone, it's double that. My kid needed me the other day, and I looked at him, and I'm like, oh, I can be the man that you need me to be. If you need me to be the man, I got my deep voice on, and I'm all ready to pretend I have a fucking clue what the hell men think, you know? What goes through their head, and what advice they would give a younger version of them. I don't have a clue. They said I'm not coming out here to cry, and I'm crying. I'm looking for something, and I got no idea what it is, but I don't know, man. I keep telling myself there's no way anybody would ever make it in my life. There's nobody that would be able to just, you know, walk into the life that I'm living and be okay with me and my kids, and which is us, you know. There's somebody out there that's just meant for us. Because the one that created us just went up and walked away. So I get scared, and I don't even consider it, you know? I don't even consider it. I look at them, and I'm like, you can't bring somebody home to this. A daughter picks them apart physically, and they've got their own stuff, and I'd have to introduce everything, and I'm a single mom of 3 young adults, you know? I remember my mom, when my husband had his affair, well, the first one I found out about, she took me by the shoulders, and I told her I was leaving him. She takes me by the shoulders, and she goes, "You'd be a single mom with 3 kids. Who'd want you now?" And wow, she was right. She was right. I mean, I had an amazing 6 months with Corey. I will never, ever condemn that. Never. I don't have anything bad to say about that in that special moment with that man. That was, he was the male version of me. He gave me the confidence that I needed in that moment to learn how to fly for the first time. He was everything that I needed for the 6 months that I had him. So I am not going to say anything negative about he was sent my way for a reason. But since then, it's been bad mistakes or bad choices, and going back in the past and going on repeat with the wrong ones, or just shutting down altogether and missing out on what could have been, you know. I don't know. There's parts of me that's like, hey, I'm ready for this. I'm ready. Let's bring somebody into this disaster we call the Henderson/Stoddard house. And then there's parts of me that are like, just keep dreaming. You've got this. Do you realize how much it would be to bring somebody into this, to try to integrate another person into the flow that we don't have with the 4 of us? We're supposed to be a team, and we barely have a flow when I'm supposed to consider somebody else. You know, I'm watching the kids and their partners. Well, my daughter doesn't talk to him, and he doesn't talk to her, and they don't even know if they are a partner. And my son doesn't even know his girlfriend's middle name, and they don't know what quirks they have. They don't know what problems, what past they come with, and everybody's like, oh, you know, we'll work that out. No, that's just stupid. You better know that in the beginning, because if you don't know that in the beginning and you find it out later on, then you feel like you're trapped, and you should never feel like you're trapped. So be honest in the beginning. Don't hide your shit, man. Oh, I hate that. People just come forward, and the first thing they do is go into the honeymoon phase. You know, I don't fart, and I don't burp, and I don't lie, and I never cheated, and I never did that. Well, you're already a liar, so I'm not remotely interested. You can go away now. I'm human, you're human. I'm aware that you've done all of the above. So now let's be honest with each other, so I know what you've done to correct it, if you're going to do it again, and can we move on with life? So that's what it should be, and it's not. It's not. And I'm scared to death to go out there and meet somebody like my kids and their partners and all their people and the people that I've been watching for the last 7 years since my husband left, just lie to each other and be like, this is who I really am. And then you get into the real part of a relationship, like when things get real, when you really have to deal with things, and you can't pretend. You can't pretend. Like, you know, say there's an emergency and you can't just, I'm so cute, you know, save me. Barbie actually has to show the world if she has brains to save herself or not, you know, and Ken has to do the same. And I'm not looking for somebody who's going to show me when it's time for an emergency if they're not only capable of dealing with it, but they're actually wanting to. I have 3 kids. And we've drowned 1,000 times. Like, fuck, I want somebody by my side who's going to debate on if they want to save themselves, let alone my kids, or if they're capable of it, you know? Like, I'm off the dating sites. I've been off those forever. The last time I spoke to somebody, they went on and they're like, oh, you look so positive. You look like you're so full of courage, and your conversation is so, like, you're just so confident. I lack all of the above. Maybe you can teach me. Wow. Yeah, because I'm 40. I've raised my 3 kids. I've raised my husband. And I'm totally looking to take on another child to raise. Yeah, that's a turn on, you know, that I'm going to teach you. And then we're going to go to bed. I'm going to give you a gold star for the good boy that you were that day. No, fix yourself, man. Fix yourself. I'm still fixing me. I have no interest in trying to fix anybody. I can't fix you. I can't. I've realized that I've helped so much that it's starting to become, it's not a blessing anymore. It's a curse. People are incompetent. They're completely incompetent. And every time that I get involved, they look at me to save them. Go talk to so-and-so and fix this. How do I do this? What do I do? I go and I try to pretend I'm savior, or I try to step in and help them and give them the words that, you know, they're lacking. Just try to be there. And I get yelled at for it. It's your fault this went bad. This is you said this and you said that. No, no. You know what? And they're right. I keep telling them, what if I died tomorrow? Well, what if I did die tomorrow? Here I'm still doing things for my kids, and I could die tomorrow. And I've learned. What have I learned? I've learned so much. I've not learned a damn thing. I'm still learning every day. And where's the space in my life for Prince Charming if I'm still learning every day, you know? And it's not just me learning every day. You're coming in, you're taking on my kids. Yep, that's right. We come as a bundle. And scares me to death that they have kids. What the hell am I going to do with a kid that's not with another kid, man? Look at mine. Mine are amazing, and it took us forever to get to amazing. They were always amazing, but they had their frickin' moments, and so did I. And I'm going to take on another kid? Oh my God. Oh my God. No. No, that scares the shit out of me. That scares the shit out of me. I don't want a man with a kid, and yet it scares me to get with a man that doesn't have kids, because what if they don't have a clue what they're doing? I don't know what I'm doing, and I have kids. That's such a stupid thing to say. I don't know what I'm doing, and I have kids, and I'm worried about a man that doesn't have kids and might not know what he's doing. I'm tired of doing this alone, and I'm scared to death to not do it alone. So that's where we're at right now, and we're dealing with something that I feel like I'm having a bit of a mental breakdown over. I don't know how to handle it. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to feel. There's nothing you can do. It's over. And at this point in time, my reaction to the action is what's going to make the difference. And there's no point in having a reaction for something that's done. The only thing I can do is what I'm doing right now, removing myself from the situation, because I'm not the only one feeling this way. And I guess we're all going to self-heal, because that's what we do, right? We don't talk about stuff. We just hide things under the table and move on. So here I am at the Turtle Island yet again, alone, yet again, dealing with something that is earth-shattering yet again. And it's just been the greatest week. It's been the greatest 2 weeks. It's been wonderful. I'm telling you, anybody that could come up from my past has come up from my past. My ex-boyfriend. I love it how my friends think that it's wonderful to keep me up to date on my ex-love. I've seen Corey. That's wonderful. Thank you for telling me that the second love of my life that left me has broken up with his girl. And instead of trying to do anything to get back with me, because, we have a connection, he says, and we love each other, he's gone on to somebody else, and you are writing me to tell me that you've seen him with somebody else, and seen him in another town, or that he's doing well. That's wonderful. And I get updates on my husband, too, like that. That's great. He's with a new girl. He was making out with her next door. That was wonderful to hear. I get texts from boyfriends across the world, ones that didn't want to be with me and ran away, and, they're flirting and all this stuff. Well, they've got somebody else on their arm, and they're trying to go into repeat mode. And I got friends that are just not friends. What the fuck is a friend? I don't even know. I gotta go through my friend list and start cleaning things. The guys, for one. I definitely need to start cleaning the guys list. It's just, my God. If your ex is an ex, they're an ex for a reason. And I'm not saying that things can't change and people can't change and it can't work out, but in my case, an ex is an ex for a reason. He needs to stay there. But I was sent my 3 exes either showing up on my doorstep or contacting me out of the blue, and then my brother decided to show up at the doorstep. We're not going to get into that, but needless to say, I lied for the first time in my life and didn't go to the door. I've never not answered my door. I hid like a coward and had my friend answer and lie and say that I was sick, because I'd had a lot to deal with that day. Some other stuff had come over. Somebody else had been at the house that I hadn't expected and sent me on a big whirlwind. Yep. Showed up on my doorstep. I hadn't anticipated that, and pretending everything was perfectly normal, perfectly fine, and everything that had happened was just non-existent, smiling. And so that was a lot. And then, that happened. So I lied, and he went away instead of me telling him what I wanted to tell him. And then my eldest sister apparently is down from Alberta, and she's called, and I don't have a chance to tell her what I'd like to tell her either. just everybody, it seems, everybody that that is not welcome in my life is coming into my life in the last 2 weeks. And some of them I've done what I need to do, and I've told them either in face to their face or in writing the right words, goodbye, you know. And the rest I was a coward for, and it's eating away at me, and it's bothering me because I don't want them to show up on my doorstep, and I'm not a coward. And it was just a lot. It's been a lot. And then I'm self-healing because I have to go through for divorce. It's been 7 years. It's been 7 years, and I know that I can't. The divorce is the end of the biggest pretend I've ever played in my life. The pretend of 7 years, that's the fail of my marriage. The almost death of my children and I and my husband numerous times. The destruction of my family. It is removing the mask of the disaster and pain that my life has been the last 7 years since my husband left. It's not crying over, you know, he's not coming back and stuff like that. That's a realization too. But even if he came back, it could never be again. So that's that. It's just a lot. I've been pretending for 7 years that none of this is real. That he's in BC and he's coming home from camp any day. That my parents didn't banish me. That we were allowed to talk about the pain. That I dealt with it. That I had family and good friends. I played imaginary for 7 years, and when I get this divorce, my imaginary little happy place with him is gone. It's finally saying, you know, that there is going to be no white picket fence on a house with a swing where we watch our grandkids grow. It won't be him. It could be someone else. So we need to stay positive there, but it won't be him. And it's a lot. It's a lot. There's a lot going on in my life. I wish I had someone to go through this with, and I cannot explain it to you other than that soul partner. I'm so tired of going to bed and holding my bunny. And yet, as I said, I'm scared to death. So here we are, talking to myself again, staring out at the water again, drinking my ice cap again, self-soothing and self-teaching. And I know I'm not alone. I have you guys, and I have others that are always with me, that have always been there for me. My grandma from another world, you know, she's passed on, but she's with me. My brother who's passed on, he's with me. So I'm never alone, and yet it's really lonely. I've accepted that I'll stay here because I love my kids. They need me. They're not done with their adventures. The way they look at me, they're still so hopeless. I love it. I love that I'm needed. But I'm not enjoying the ride anymore. I haven't enjoyed the ride for a very long time. I've switched it up. I baked, I sang, I worked, I didn't work. I traveled, I didn't travel. I loved, I didn't love. I had family, I didn't have family. I've done a lot. I've done a lot. I really miss looking around and actually enjoying it here. It's so beautiful, but I don't enjoy it anymore. It just is, you know, it's just there. I'm just here. It's just there, just existing. 15,000 people around me at all times, and no matter how hard I cry, or how loud I sing, or what dances I do, or if the dogs are playing in the water, or it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. 15,000 people, and all of them are doing their own thing alone. Completely alone. And they only get involved when it's time to stick their nose where it doesn't belong. And nobody gives a shit otherwise. And what would they do if they did? If somebody came and saw my tears and approached me, what in heaven's name would they say? What would I say to them? Are you okay? Well, I can lie to you, or I can tell you the truth. Why are you coming over here? I have no idea. Would they actually genuinely mean the words, are you okay, and that they intend to listen? I have no idea. I've not met somebody like that before, so I would probably look at them and lie to them and tell them, yeah, I'm okay, so that they go away and not have to pretend that they were listening, and I don't have to pretend to tell a story to somebody that I actually really need to listen. I don't need you to tell me anything, but I need you to look at me like I matter for a minute. Acknowledge that I exist and that my world and everything that is me is so important to you in that moment, because every time people open their mouths, you are important to me in every moment. Every moment you are in my view, in my hearing, in my sight, in everything, you are important to me, and I need that. I need that. This form that we're in is here so short. It's such a short time, you know, and you don't appreciate it. And then it's over. And I mean, we're not gone. You can come back in another form or choose to stay with you. It doesn't matter. We're not gone. It's just never going to be the same. I can go and come back, but I will never be able to be this again. I will never be Val again. I'm not ready to give her up, which is hilarious because I can't stand this. I can't stand this. But I don't know what it is that I can't stand, because I don't hate me. I'm starting to like me. I'm starting to get to know who that even is, you know? It's just everything around me, I guess, that's not in my control. I guess I sound like everybody else, you know? I'm not trying to control anything, nothing. I would just like to be part of something, you know, included, and not when it's 911 time. Not when the chips are falling, not when everybody's desperate and running around in circles. What do I do? What do I do? There's a song, it says, it's from, it doesn't even matter. She says, you know, I'm a hero, but just like Hercules. But did Hercules ever say, you know, man, I don't want to fight these guys. I don't want to fight Cerberus or whatever his name is. Can I just chill? You know, like, do I have to rescue you all the time? Can I just sit out with you without any expectations and just be in your area and exist with you? When good news happens, can you tell me in the moment so that I can enjoy that moment with you too, instead of coming and telling me in fear, or I find out later or whatever, you know, just, I exist outside of the term mom, friend, human, and yet I find without a partner, I don't. I have a title, according to whom is in my life. My children see me as just mom. They can't look further than that, which is hilarious, because they're not just my kids, they're my best friends. They're my family, they're my best friends, they're my counselors, they're my biggest bullies, they're my punching bags, I'm their punching bags. We're everything. You're everything. You know, when they label you as bipolar, I love people that come forward and say that I've been labeled as bipolar. I fucking love that. Do you know what that means? That means that you have the entire world's personality at your fingertips. And if you're talking to a human being and they're looking at you like, I don't get it, you can pull 15,000 different angles to get through to them before you actually have to blow your top. You have more control over your reactions than anybody not labeled bipolar, because they're on auto. So they walk down the road every single day. I'm an asshole, I'm a bitch, I'm a prick, I'm a stuck up this, and I'm completely okay with this. But the bipolar people, you get to pick who you want to be every single day. Every single day. You get to wake up and decide who you want to be, and you can switch it every moment of every day. And yeah, you're in control of that. Like, you have the ability to understand that you have billions of emotions, personalities. Yeah, we've created different personalities. Some of them were defense mechanisms. Some of them we created through our imagination or experience or just growth in general. We were taught. We've billions of personalities. That's what bipolar is. It's not you are different people. You are all the same, but you have different personalities created for different reasons, for different things. And when things come up in life, pull them. pull the ones that you need, you know, pull little Valerie from when she was 5, you know, you need her here, and pull Valerie when she was 19. She had something here that she experienced and can relate to that. Like, pull your experiences, pull you, you know, that's you. That's not a curse, man. They just handed you the manual to understand who you are. And the people who are scared of that are the ones who are running for their lives. They're the ones who are stuck on, just see it this way, you know, when you have anxiety, that just means that you're full of energy. That's not a bad thing. That means that you can do things. What you choose to do with that energy. Sorry, I had to take a call. Okay, I have no idea where we were. No idea where we were. Hey, babe. Do you know what Mommy did with her glasses? Never mind. What are you doing? She absolutely hates being outside. She hates it. There's my baby there, right there. She's like, can we go home now? Hey? What are you doing? She just hates it out here. She just, I don't know. She's good if Ella's here. What are you doing? Hey, I got no more treats. No more. You ate all of them. I gave them all to you in one big sitting and you just gobbled them down. Hey? When people suck, get a pet. That's my girl. That's my girl. She's 12. That's crazy. Still kicking it. I don't know how. Between her food and cat food that she won't stay out of. She's put on so much weight. She still plays like a puppy with Ella. Stare at the water for a bit, I guess. I'll turn you around, give you a new view. A little bit different than staring at me. Being all, you know, me that I am right now. Let's see. The chip over that. There you go, a little bit of everything. A little bit of me and a little bit of the view. I don't know. We can get that in there. I should have brought my book of poetry. I'm so upset that I didn't bring my book of poetry. It was heavy. You know what? We're going to be honest and why we didn't bring the book of poetry, because it's heavy and I didn't want to carry it because my purse was heavy and I was feeling shitty. And here we are without my book of poetry, complaining about it. Stay over here. Stay with Mom, babe. Too bad what they do here on Turtle Island. Such a beautiful place. Oh, the police are here. I knew they would. They've been pushing this car around for a while. I have a feeling I don't think something's right with it. It almost looked like they were going to put it in the water. It's sad, you know? I could so see my dad here. If he was the man he was when we were kids, I could see him getting out his guitar and starting to sing his music, his Christian themed stuff, and getting all the kids here involved and the youth groups he used to run. Like, he could do so much here. All these kids sitting here with no guidance, no idea what to do, and all the parents sitting at home on their phones or with their devices, their addictions, whatever it is they're using to escape from their realities, and nobody's doing anything to fix or change a damn thing. These kids are on repeat on lonely destruction, and parents are the same. And nobody's doing anything to change. They're all sitting there waiting for the change to just appear. What miracles happen when somebody makes it happen. When are you going to get up and start doing it yourself? And that's where I'm frustrated again. You know, I like helping people. I like doing what I'm doing. I'm just tired of doing it alone. I get tired now. You know, I didn't get tired before. I get sad now. I feel so much more. I understand so much more. I want to do so much and I'm so tired. you got the past knocking on your door, and you got to decide, is it going to stay in the past, or is it time to open it up and try and see? You know, I keep thinking about my family, and right now I can't. I don't think I could even, I don't even want to try right now. I just, I would have to be a lot stronger to contemplate any of them. I don't trust any of them, and there's so much pain there. That's a different kind of pain. I appreciate what we had, and I love the memories that we have, and I don't know if I would want to add to the negative ones, or if I just want to leave them as they are with the ones that I can hold on to, the good ones that I can hold on to. I don't want to destroy the good. I just kind of feel like it's over, and I'm okay with it. It's hard for it to be over when they don't get it, and they keep showing up on my doorstep, and I don't know what to say. I don't know what more to say to them. I don't know how to tell you guys anymore. I just can't. I can't do the lies and the backstabbing and the hurt, the happy fluff. You guys just keep hiding who you are, and I never want to hide who I am again. Never. I never want to hide who I am again. I can't be around people like that. You know, I got 16 family members that I would love to hang out with, a husband and an ex-best friend, and I don't want to be around any one of them. I don't have it in me to lie anymore. I don't want to. I don't want to be around people who think that that's okay. To keep looking the other way, to keep watching each other drown, or be the reason that they're drowning. So I sit here alone. You know, I had a girl the other day. We're friends, mind you. I was stubborn when she said it. She said, I'll be your friend. And I looked right at her and I said, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you, and I know that we're going to have good talks and we're going to have moments, but I said, I'm not looking for a friend. I know what you're going to do. And I'm just not wanting to, I don't want to do that. I don't want to give you that trust, that fresh slate, when I know what you're going to do with it, because you're human and you've not chosen to change. You walk the same walk as everyone and talk the same talk, and she's completely different than everyone else. She's very much like me, but I'm scared to give anything like that a chance. You know, are you on repeat with your family? Because I'm on repeat with mine, and I'm trying to break that, and I'm scared if I get in with somebody that I'm going to go back into old patterns and go back on repeat, or just go back in any way, and I'm not going back. I refuse to go back. I've worked too hard to get where I am. I see too clearly now. I know too much. I don't even understand how I know what I know. You know, I remember my sister calling me from Alberta a couple years ago when we were still talking, and she said, Val, how the hell do you know where Hamas is? I have no freaking idea. I woke up. I had a symbol, or I don't know, a color or something popped into my head, and I started to research it, and it led to this and led to that, and the next thing I know, I'm researching Hamas and Israel, and I know what was going on, and I now know all about, you know, Trump, and I know what's going on there, and just I know a lot of stuff that I didn't know, and I know stuff that I didn't know every single day just pops into my head, and it got me looking into the sun, and how, no, it's not a big, oh my God, it just doesn't even make any sense. I'm not even going to get into it. We're fucking idiots, man. The things that we believe, the stuff that they teach us in schools that we don't even question. I knew it was crazy when I was a kid. I used to scream at my mom. She was homeschooling me. I said, Mom, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. That's not logical. And it just is the way that it is. Why do you have to fight everything? Why can't you just be like everybody else? This is the way that the letters are spelled. This is the meaning of the word. This is how the world works, blah, blah, blah. And I'd fight. I didn't even understand what I was fighting. I just knew that something was wrong from day one, that the lies were there from day one. And I didn't understand it. And I didn't understand why my mom looked at me and knew that she didn't have answers, and she was okay teaching her daughter things when she didn't have the answers as to why. And I felt like she was a bit of a failure of a teacher. You know, I learned so much from her, and yet I felt like she failed me because you taught me things that you couldn't answer. And you just went along with it. It's okay. Just, you know, this is just the way that it is. And that's exactly how society is. It's just the way that it is. This is, just go with it, you know, just shut up and go with it. And I was never that person. And I can't. You know, I would have been those hippies, you know, the one back in the day that they show on TV who took the flower and put it in the gun. That would have been me. I would have done great in the 60s. I would have done great. Not a fighter. I wouldn't be the one to destroy the plants and blow up the planet and sabotage this and that, the other thing. No, I would be the one just sitting there waiting for somebody to approach them and ask a question and just be like, oh, well, this is my opinion. Take it or leave it. Does not matter to me until it affects my life, and then at that point we'll deal with things, I suppose. Get a bunch of people fishing around me. It's cute. All the tourists. I had my picture taken by one of them today. I stopped and told one of the ladies, she was wearing this very, very beautiful golden Indian dress and had gold gems at the bottom. She was just sparkling, and she's just smiling with her husband. And I just walked by. I said, just had to let you know you look absolutely beautiful. And they took a picture of me and Pepper with this lady. It was that's awesome. That's awesome. Little things like that, you know. I'm crazy. And little things like that just make my whole day. I walk uptown all the time for my ice caps, and I pass this man's house, and his flowers are just unbelievably beautiful, the gorgeous work that he's put into his flower bed. And I stop and smile every time I pass his house. Just something so simple, you know. Thank you for putting this outdoors. It was for your pleasure and his puttering and everything, but it turned into something that all of us get to enjoy. And I immensely appreciated that. I haven't had a chance to say anything to him yet. I find myself afraid approaching men still, just because of my past. I assume every one of them is looking at you the same way. I'm not used to being thin, and you know, you'd think it'd be nice, right? I'm not one of those girls that is like, oh, I'm pretty and I'm thin and I'm gonna flaunt it. No, I walk down the street and I'm one of those girls, please God, please God, please God, tell me that they're not looking at me. I'm still Fat Val in my head, and when the guys look at me, I go from, oh my God, they're looking at me thinking I'm huge and I'm this big fat pig, to, are they picturing things that they shouldn't be picturing? That's my body. This is me. What are you doing? You know, some of them you just want to give them a drool bucket. It's not even a question. And I walk around so insecurely with my new form that I should be so confident in. And people are sick. People are sick. You know, I just can't even leave the house. My daughter's been chased home 1,000 times, and people are sick. There's 1,000 bodies out there. There's 1 billion people out there that'll let you do whatever you want to them, like voluntarily. Some make you pay and some of them don't. And it's not good enough. You've got to go after the ones like my daughter that turn around and say, no, can I just live my life? Is it okay if I just go to the park and home and not have to worry about anything? I mean, she's not even half naked. She's not even one of the ones that purposely walk around dangling her candy in your face. She's actually dressed and clothed and beautiful and appropriate, and they've chased her home. She's telling them no, and they're chasing her home. Like, what? Humans are disgusting. They're disgusting creatures. And it's entirely your choice. It's entirely your choice. Well, I went through this, no, that's an understanding. That's not an excuse. It's an understanding. There's a huge difference between the two. You decided to take the action that happened to you, and your reaction to said action that was already over, by the way. The minute it's over, it's past tense. It's over. How you handle it from that moment on is entirely your choice. But the minute the action is over, what they have done is done. Their choice has ended, and now it's in your hands how you're going to take this. Are you going to take this and let it destroy you, which is not just you. You are destroying everybody around you for generations, for centuries. Rather, you have friends and family. You are affecting the health board that care for you, the hospitals, the police that come and take care of you, the nurses. My friend was a nurse. She's a human being. She would take care of people like you and come home and bawl her eyes out how sorry she felt for you and how she wants to be there for you and show you that life is worth it. So yeah, if you think that you're able to just disappear and suicide or hide in a box, nope, you're still affecting everybody and everything. And that's just not okay. It's not okay. What we are doing and who we've chosen to be as a society is not okay and hasn't been okay for a long time. And that's on you. That's entirely on you. I could be freaking out with the things that are going on in my life. I did. 3 years ago, I wouldn't be sitting here. I'd be gone. I'd be gone. And then so would my kids, my life, my home, my future. Not just mine, forget me. I had 3 kids. It affects everybody. It affects my doctor, my family that I don't have anything to do with. They'll be at my funeral. Not sure why, but they'll be there. I still affect people and things, even when I'm miserable, even when I'm bitchy, and even when I say go away and leave me alone, I still affect everything. And I'm learning what that means. So I'm here at the park trying to work through things that I don't know how to work through, instead of being at home taking this out on them when they don't know how to work through it either. So because we don't communicate, and I still can't get them to open up, I'm here trying to self-soothe so that when they do need me, I can be there for them. That's my job, right? I had kids. I'm the head of this household, and as much as I want to be seen as more than just mom, it is still my responsibility for, until I choose not to be there for the 3 lives that I gave birth to. They're not just on their own just because they're an adult or because of whatever. I'm not raising them. I'm there for them. There's a huge difference, and I want to be there for them for as long as I choose, or as long as I can, as long as they want. To do that, I've realized that I've been saying I've been alone my whole life, and I'm still okay. I'm still gonna be okay. Just a little bit more tired, I suppose. A little less spunk, but it's still there. Promised I'd always be there, and I always will be. I didn't realize that I'd slow down eventually. This little road runner is losing its run. I was told someone has a message for me. I've been on a search for what this message is. It'd be awful nice if somebody had a message for me and would just let me know what I'm doing, or some guidance. I know what I'm supposed to do, I guess. I'm looking for more than guidance. I'd like some help healing, I guess. I'm afraid to ask for a partner, so we're not going to put that out in the universe yet. So funny to come back to the water. I've lived my whole life terrified of it. I used to hate it. I went to PEI every year as a child, and I never stepped foot in the ocean. I have never touched the ocean. Not once. And now I sit by the water every chance I get. As age proceeds, I don't like the rain as much. I love the rain. Don't get me wrong. I love my puddles. And I still go out into them. But as the body ages, it's not so enjoyable when the cold is not just cold, but it's like needles on your skin. So you're out of the rain and you're enjoying it, and you're remembering. It's washing away like it always does, but feels like pins and needles now. So you do a little bit less time in the rain. Seems
a little bit less of everything for me lately, I suppose, if I was to put thought into it. A lot less baking, a lot less singing, a lot less smiling. Still going, just unable to give much more of me. I feel like I need a recharge. And I don't know what that means. You know, everyone's like, well, you need a minute away. It's no different than you guys getting drunk or doing your drugs. It's just a temporary escape. When I come back, it's all the same. I just got to breathe for a minute. I'm still breathing. I don't need to go away to do that, so what's the point? Spend money on a temporary... What? It's not a vacation either. By yourself. Oh, here I am. This is not a vacation. I'm sitting by the water. It's beautiful. I'm doing my own thing. It didn't cost me a penny. Regardless, it's not. It's just empty because it's not where you go. It's not where I go. It's who's missing? It's who's missing for me. So location to me does not matter, and money does not matter, and travel does not matter, and things do not matter. My children matter more than anything. They're the only thing that matter to me. They are everything to me. But someone by my side would have been nice. Someone to share those moments with them, you know, while they're living their life, for me to be able to look at my partner and be like, look at that. It's awesome. Look at them grow. I get to observe from the sidelines and pat myself on the back for being a good mom, doing a good job, being there for them. My daughter graduated the other day. My boy stood by my side. My boys were my man that day. My daughter walked down the aisle. I did not create her alone. I did not raise her alone. But I stood alone. Not alone, obviously. My boys were there. You know what I mean. At least I hope you do. It's exhausting to have to fill in the pieces, but I understand you cannot read my mind. Just so many precious things that he's missing. So many precious things that I'd love to share with someone. No family was there. Just us. Just us. I didn't realize when my husband left, he didn't just leave. He was taking everybody. Everybody went. funny. You don't think to breathe until you're upset and you lose your breath. And then you stop breathing and you just tell yourself, breathe, breathe. It's just a random thought, I don't know. I don't know. You just naturally breathe until it's too painful. Then you just don't want to. It's not a horrible place. They're just horrible people on it. It's actually quite nice here. Whoever designed it did a fantastic job. Can plan everything according to the seasons. Plan everything according to time. Everything in perfect procession. We don't appreciate a damn thing. Not a damn thing. No, you're not crawling up on my lap. You are a big dog. What are you doing? I brought my dog. It's a good old Pepper and I. It's so funny. She's another one I struggle with. You get bitter. You don't want to take care of things. You don't want to do anything, you know. And I love my dog. I can't imagine not having my dog. But because she's old like I am, I suppose she gets in the way at times. And when you get bitter, you're just, oh, go away. But I can't imagine not having her. I sit here alone and I'm never alone. Where did the little girl go? Sorry, I'm watching something that's not making sense to me. Oh, there she is there. There was a little girl that just sort of disappeared. She was behind the tree. You didn't see the tree. With waters, there's a toy in the water. And the mom's sitting there crouched there looking at the toy. And I'm like, where's your kid? Is the kid drowning? You're just sitting there watching this happen? No, she's hiding on the other side of the tree. But that's another example of how society works. We see things half. The glass half full or half empty. But you don't see the fact that you've got a glass and that there's something in it. Nope. No, you're judging the contents of said glass and you completely miss the entire picture. The entire picture. Quick to stick our nose where it doesn't belong. I posted an ad for my son the other day looking for work and I deleted it. I've done it a few times now where I posted for him and deleted it 100 times. People are just, they're assholes. They're just assholes. First of all, they don't read the whole thing. And then they've got to stick their nose. Well, why isn't he working? Why isn't he searching for himself? Why isn't he through Entre? Why is this? Why don't you just mind your business and read the ad that says that my son is a dedicated young man and his mother is helping him look for work, instead of posting that my son has chosen to be a drug addict or chosen to do this, that, or the other thing with his life, and now he's your problem and you get to clean up the mess, and I'm just letting you know that he's out in society destroying your world. Nope, I'm letting you know that there's a decent human being out there, that there's a decent teenager out there who's looking for employment, and you've just gotta attack it. You just get a goddamn life. Get your own goddamn lives. Get your own lives. You're so miserable that you've got to stick your noses where it doesn't belong. How did that post bother you or faze you in any way? In any way. I can't post anything. I can't comment on anything. I open up doors for people. I get looks. Just, you're disgusting. And if you're looking for a miracle, if you're looking for the change, no, that starts with you, man. It's not going to start with anybody else. What the hell are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? If you're looking for decency, be it. People don't know what decency is, so be it and show them. Show them. We have all these words in the library. It's time to change the definition. We need to change the definition of every one of them. Be the change that you want to see. I'm so tired of hearing that. I'm tired of all these beautiful quotes and people saying the words, I'm trying. No, trying means that you're giving it half-ass. You're aware that you're okay to fail. You're okay to fall back because society's told you that if you're trying, it's expected that you're going to fail and keep trying again and again and again. Well, that's called the yo-yo effect. I don't know if anybody's had to live the yo-yo effect with anybody, but I have. I've had to live that 1,000 times with people, and I can tell you that it sucks. It absolutely sucks. You're better today, things are going good, we start to have a normal life, and then you choose to pick up the bottle, you choose to pick up the pills. I choose to go back to my food disorder or my anger or whatever it is that I've got going on. And I don't think about you at all. Not at all. Not at all. We're in that moment, and that thing is just, it's important, and it's the only thing that we think about, and we don't stop for a second to think about how it's affecting anyone. All we hear is that we're allowed to make mistakes. We're going to be given a pat on the back. You're trying, you're expected to slip, and let's start again. That's okay with you because that's your choice to go on repeat. But for me personally, I don't want to do that. I don't want somebody who's trying. I want somebody who doesn't want to try. I want somebody who actually wants to reach the goal. Somebody who's actually going to put their all into it. I don't want a yo-yoer. No, yo-yoers are just people who just use every excuse they can to do whatever they want to do, which is absolutely nothing. Nothing. I give 10%, like the Bible says, give 10% of what you can. And that's exactly what people live on. That's how my sister sleeps at night. You know, they helped a bum out the other day, or last like Christmas or something like that. She was bragging how, I did 10%. I gave him a sandwich or something like that. Well, it was better than nothing. I'm not going to condemn you for that. My God, no judgment. I'm sure he fed and that was amazing. But 10%, how will he eat tomorrow and the next day and the next day? So he's survived for a day to live for what? You can go, a week or two with food or without food, 3 days, I don't know, whatever amount of time you can go without food. And then he's right back in square one again. So you've given him a lifeline to live in hell for a little bit longer. And I don't understand that. And then you sleep well at night. I don't understand that. I do understand that the sun is gone and it's gotten bloody cold and I'm looking for sun and there doesn't seem to be any here and I may have to go home. It's gotten freaking cold and this is summer. I mean, no complaints from me. You guys know that I like the cold, or I used to like the cold. I'm not liking it so much. Again, age, right? Look at the police cars. Why are they still here? It's so funny, and people look around and, oh, I hate this town. It's such a shit town. We're going to move here. We're going to be... Guys, have you ever talked to anybody from any town ever where they didn't say the exact same words? That where you live is only beautiful if you make it beautiful. It doesn't matter where you live. If you're ugly, where you live is going to be ugly. It's a gentleman fishing with his son or grandson. It's beautiful. I think they got it stuck. Aw. It's nice to see the different cultures. I like hearing them, seeing their different outfits. Everybody's so friendly, except for the ones from here. That's so funny. That's so funny. We fear what's different. We outnumber anybody that comes to our country that's different. We outnumber them for starters. So what the hell are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? You don't even know what they come with. We come with hate and lies and cheating and bullshit and backstabbing and Trudeau. Can it get much worse than us? Should we not open our doors to these strangers and say, oh my God, we're screwed up hardcore. You've come to help us, right? Like, what can you bring? Because it can't get much worse than what we're at. That's hilarious. It's hilarious. we judge, for example, the Muslims who believe that if you kill yourself and thousands of others, you're going to go to heaven or get all these rewards. And these are horrible things, right? It's horrible that they go in and they just kill hundreds of people in the blink of an eye without a thought. And yet the Christians do that every single day, only we do it in slow torture. We judge you throughout a lifetime. We throw rocks at you every single time your back is turned, or every single time you get a little bit of confidence, we rip that mat out from underneath you. So who's worse, the ones who just get it done and over with in the blink of an eye, or the ones who do it to you throughout a lifetime? The fact is that they're both doing it. They're both doing it. They're both killing you fast or slowly, but they're both killing you. And yet you follow these religions, you follow these beliefs, you follow these truths, even what your parents have taught you, even what your siblings have taught you. If somebody's teaching you something that's not making sense, what are you doing? Well, I was raised this way, and the gun to your head is, well, my family will disown you, and you're not walking away because it's wrong and they're okay to keep living that way because seriously, really? Your family's a bunch of, I don't know, horrible people, whatever it is, doesn't matter. And I don't need to get into labels, just a bunch of horrible people. But because they're blood, you're going to stand by their side. Well, that literally means the death, the slaughter, the slow torture of thousands of other people for generations to come. And you're willing to do it for blood, for one or two blood members. And they're not even nice to you. They're not decent people, and what they're doing is sick and needs to be stopped. And because they're blood, you're going to be there. You make no damn sense. You make no damn sense. No, my blood did me wrong, and I took my kids and I ran. What more do you want? I took my kids and I ran. I remember when it first started, when the attacks first started, and I realized I was done. I was done being like them. I was done doing things like them. I did things just like them. I was just as horrible at one point, and I was done with it all. And we would be in the middle of a barbecue and something would be said, and I would snap my fingers and my kids would look up at me and I'd say, let's go. And we'd walk out the door. We'd drop everything and walk out the door. And I did it repeatedly until we just walked out the door and didn't go back. We just didn't go back. You don't have to change. I can't make you change. I shouldn't make you change. I don't have the right to make you change. I don't have the right to ask you to change. Not at all. But I don't have to stick around. I don't care if you're blood or not. I don't care what your title is. If it's not okay, it's not okay. And if you're not willing to change, that's okay. But I'm going to walk away because that's my choice and I have the right to do that. And I'm not going to lose sleep because your choice is to do this horrible thing or be this horrible person. My choice is that I'm not going to lose any sleep at night. You're not losing any sleep at night. So I'm going to walk away so that I can continue to not lose any sleep at night and you can continue to do you. I don't understand where the problem is in that. My family hates that. I should be part of the family. Why aren't you part of the family? Because you people are right now, you're horrible people, and I don't want to be around horrible people. So I've taken my children and I've taken us away, and they've decided. I didn't take my children away, mind you. Aiden still has very much to do with them. The other two have decided to walk away on their own. They can go back anytime they want. But we've decided to walk away, and they just don't understand. Why don't you come back? Well, I've tried to come back 3-4 times now. I even showed up with my goodies. Walked through the door after everything. I'm the only one who ever walks through the door. Mom just drops off containers on my doorstep and runs. I showed up 3 times. 3 times I attempted, and 3 times I walked out that door condemned and trashed and smashed and mocked, and 3 times my sister showed up on my doorstep and threatened us and yelled at us and spread rumors and lies and ended up storming out. I am 40 years old and I am missing my children because I'm busy fighting an entire family who doesn't want to change, and I've chosen to change. So I was going insane. I lost my mind, developed bulimia, tried to take my life, and now I'm sitting here breathing, struggling, but I'm here, loving the shit out of my kids, appreciating what moments I can have with them, and actually being able to appreciate the moments I have with them because I'm not struggling with myself on things that I've said or done or ignored that came from my family or friends that are not okay. My conscience is clear. Because my conscience is clear, I'm able to sleep and be there with my children. Enjoy the moments that I can. It's not a lot of moments that I get that are good that they involve me with, but the ones that I do, I actually get to be there, and I love that. I love my kids so much. I am so thankful for my kids. Can't imagine being here 100% alone. I say 70% alone is what I am because 10% is each of my children, but 70% alone is a lot of loan still, you know? Maybe we'll give 60. We'll give 10% to the odd friend that makes it through, like Louisa. She gets 10%. She's a rock. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that woman. Oh, guys, I think I'm cold. My son needs milk. I suppose it's time to make the walk home. My dog hates it out here. I don't want to go home. I don't want to go home. But I'm needed. Love you guys.